Right. Chris, thanks for pulling together this wonderful panel. Great questions, great answers. And really, from your last question, leveraging the health rationale across sectors, um, these are some great answers, and I'm not going to recap those because we just heard them all. But I want to thank the panelists from this panel and also the previous panel, where we heard from the World Health Organization goal for universal health access while also having the health systems reduce their greenhouse gas emissions so that we're not worsening the problem that we're facing right now from climate change. And of course, the health co-benefits abound across sectors, golden opportunities all over the place to maximize health gains. But in the past and up until the present, we really have had way too siloed approaches. Our thinking has been way too narrow. And in many ways, we take one step forward and have two steps back when we don't anticipate unintended consequences. So that, we really need to embrace, learn, implement systems thinking if we are truly to achieve transformative change. So I think from that first session, I think there was a rallying cry that we really need to really be more coordinated and systems thinking as we do this. It's not easy, but there are experts, and it's good that we have them. And I think this is where, the goal is to not be incremental. The whole idea of this is that we just cannot continue as we have. In this last session, I heard some, wonderful specific aspects, sector-based solutions were presented. And I think that I was more struck by the cross-sector or cross-cutting themes that go across these sectors. For example, some discussion of rights-based approaches, and we've seen some progress across, especially across trials with the youth stepping forward. It was great to see that Hawaii settled and has a path forward, and that was showing the power of youth stepping forward, and they're not in any sector. They are youth stepping forward and demanding for a healthy and clean environment. Also, not new to this group, but embracing the concept of circular economy and getting the waste out of the dictionary. I think that's something that comes forward that is worth promoting. But in the end, I especially towards the end of this session, two themes really jumped out at me. One, of course, is the importance of communications. Not new to any of us, but just reminded how essential proper communications, effective communications are. It was pointed out how some industries that are greenwashing does a disservice to all of the other industries that are really advancing in a sincere way. So calling that out is important. And of course, communications that health is central, that we are talking about climate change actions, but not just for the sake of reducing climate change or saving polar bears or things like that, our health, where there is much more common ground across the political spectrum, that this argument, the whole issue of climate change is very relevant to health. And in fact, health is central. That's a key message that needs to come across. And it was great that, Chris, you asked that question. And we got some really, really amazing cross-sectoral input on that. So finally, why is it so important that we're communicating better? It is to affect policy change and to reach our leaders and to make it quintessential to our leadership around the world that our health is at stake when we're addressing the climate change challenge. And it was pointed out that we need to stop going backwards by stop subsidizing fossil fuels. And, we need to start there. Why would we want to invest in something that's harming our health? And finally, and this came up I saw a side question from Andy Haynes, our co-chair on this project, news of Tony Blair, in my personal opinion, punting on this issue by saying, hey, we're never going to meet the Paris deadline and reduce our emissions. So let's really turn towards carbon capture. And I think, of course, that's a missed opportunity because we want to see the benefits of reducing emissions and especially air pollution. So it just points out and underlines how time sensitive this roadmap project really is. And I wanted to close on that and just show the urgency of why what we're talking about in transformative change, anchoring on health as we address the climate change challenge. It is absolutely urgent and time sensitive. Before we make these wrong decisions already, I think that what Tony Blair is pushing for, many of us in the health and climate area know that that's ill intent, a bad direction to go. So I think I'll turn this over now to Michele to talk about how exciting tomorrow is going to be as we dive into session 3, lessons from transformational climate health action, where we really see some things on the ground from across the Club of Rome, local governments, and a case study from South Africa. So thank you, everyone, and over to you, Michele.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. Really appreciate those thoughtful reflections after our day 1 sessions. And thank you so much also to the moderators and the speakers of today's sessions for sharing your insights and expertise to inform the development of the roadmap. Your contributions already have been really invaluable, and we really very much look forward to building on them going forward. We also appreciate everyone who joined us online. We hope you found the sessions meaningful and thought-provoking. So please join us tomorrow, as Jonathan said, for day 2 of the workshop. We'll begin at 9 a.m. Eastern Daytime, 3 p.m. Central European Time. Thanks, everyone.